I'm Tatavia Johnson. I'm a social work major. Um, I'm a junior, and I'm here to talk to you about what does it take to graduate. So your college road, everyone has their own path. A bunch of examples would be changing majors. Um, when you first get to college, you never really know what you really want to do until you go out and experience the field through classes. Um, with me and my changing majors, I changed my major 3 times before I came to social work. My first major was athletic training, AT. Um, with that major, it was a lot of different components. Like you were the first to get up, the last to leave. You had to do just with the first semester, you had to complete 100 clinical hours on top of the classes, and that was kind of a lot for me to be a freshman and try to keep up with that. Also with that major, it was very time consuming, so you really couldn't get a job or do anything. It was just that all the time. My second major was exercise science. Um, the only reason why I chose that major is because I was just going with the flow and was like, okay, well, I can take general education classes while I figure out where I really wanted to go. So during that time, I knocked out almost all of my general education classes. Then when it came to choosing major, I realized that wasn't for me. I took a lot of hard classes. The one that really made me realize it wasn't for me was physiology. That was really hard, so I had to get out of that, and that what pushed me to social work. I chose social work. Well, the whole thing with social work, I had to go meet with a counselor. We did a bunch of tests to figure out what I liked, what I wanted to do. And before I did that, I ultimately knew that I wanted to help people, but I didn't know in what way I needed to help people. So throughout all those tests, it just social work came about. And that was the way I could help people, but I didn't have to go through the science to help. And that was better for me. Also, with choosing classes or choosing majors, make sure it's something that you're comfortable with. Like science isn't one of my strengths, so I don't want to choose a major that involves a lot of science. But social work is a really good fit for me. Another thing that you can come to on your college road is not being a full-time student or being a full-time student. With that, you have to be enrolled in, I think, 12 hours in order to be considered a full-time student. Sometimes people don't fall under that when they start dropping classes or whatever. But full-time students that's what you need to be. Studying abroad. Studying abroad is a really good opportunity to go learn different cultures, learn about different environments and everything. Studying abroad would be a good thing. Even some grants to help from the university to help students go study abroad. It's a really good opportunity to even further your career, would look really good on your resume. Um, and it's fun. It will just be fun to do, to experience different places. Determination. You have to be determined to get your degree. That is just like one of the main traits that you should have when you're trying to push for something that you really want. You will be stressed out in college. Long nights, sometimes you don't sleep, sometimes you don't eat because you have to get everything done. Stress, you should find different ways to deal with your stress because some people drop out of college because of stress. But once you see the bigger picture at the end, the stress is not even a factor once you get your degree. Um, yeah, just find different ways to deal with stress. Stress is really hard. Stress can cause different things like depression or anything. So you just need to find things outside of school to help you stay stress free. Pushing yourself, you have to push yourself to do everything. You're not at home with your parents or with your siblings or anything, so you have to push yourself to do everything. There's no one to baby step you through this process because it's not high school or anything. So you have to be motivated at all times to go to class, to study, do homework, because no one's gonna do it for you. Um, Stay dedicated. When staying dedicated, that just means making sure you do everything, make sure you're asking questions, you're making sure you're meeting with professors. If you feel like you want a better life, you have to push to get the better life. And sometimes it's hard to keep going to class, or it's hard to keep up with assignments. It's hard to keep up with your personal life in school and your work life. So staying dedicated is a very big factor in determination. Because your future, at the end, your future is the main reason why you go through everything. Remember, it's all going to pay off. It's a bunch of things that you go through, but if you see that at the end you'll have a degree, you will be financially stable, you will have a good paying job, you wouldn't want for anything, or no one has to do much for you because you can do it on your own. That's what I think of every day. Me just being independent and not having to worry about how I'm gonna pay my bills or how I'm gonna do this or how I'm gonna get there, because with this degree I can make more to provide for myself. Crying. Crying is okay. Sometimes you would get really frustrated with everything, with not passing a test or not doing good on a paper, or just being tired and not wanting to do anything. Crying is not the best, but it usually helps me calm down and release a lot of stress that I have. But you should find other ways to get all of that anger out of you, or whatever is bottled up in you, so you can continue on trying to get your degree. Ask for help. Asking for help is like the best thing you can do in college. You should ask your peers for help, your professors, your advisors, anybody, because going through college without getting any help is pointless. It'll make your life harder as a student, not asking for help. Professors are here to help you. Ask your professors, go to office hours, make sure everything is set up in your mind so you can have a wide variety of everything you need to do as a student. What are the steps to graduate? Going to class and making sure you're paying attention. In class, it's really hard for you to pay attention. You can get distracted by your phone or people talking. So the main goal is to try to put your phone away and actually focus so you can get all the material you need. You have to make sure you go to class, because when you miss class, you miss a lot of material. You miss stuff that's on tests. You miss assignments. So make sure you go to class so you won't be behind. Make sure you're taking good notes, because you have to refer back to notes for assignments, for tests, and even just studying in general. Good notes will help you. Ask plenty of questions. Ask plenty of questions. if you don't know something, it's better to ask your professor or go to his office hour if you're shy and don't want to feel like they're repeating themselves, or even just ask a classmate so that you can get an understanding so it won't be a problem in the future. Okay, working hard, meaning a job. Some people don't get jobs, some people pay their tuition, but in my case, I have to pay my own tuition, so I had to get a job. When you're getting a job, make sure you can manage your job and your school. And sometimes it's really hard to manage work and school. It can be a little overwhelming. You have to make sure that you keep up with all your payment dates with tuition. With me, it was really hard keeping up with school, keeping up with working, keeping up with my tuition. But you have to find that balance so it will be easier on you because you're already stressed out about other things. You have to know your limits. When your limits, meaning don't go take 18 hours and try to work a full-time job. Like, you're not gonna be able to do anything outside that. You wouldn't have a social life. And sometimes you need that social life to get away from school and work. Also, when learning your limits, don't let your manager or anybody schedule you too much. Don't let anyone schedule you too much. And, just try to, just remember that school comes first. And then, after you're working and paying your tuition and you're focused on everything, you should be able to graduate. Once you graduate, it'll be a load taken off. Once you get your degree, you can go into your field, you can work. It won't even feel like work because you will enjoy it so much. Once you get your money, it's nothing like having a degree and getting a good paying job. So you wouldn't have to depend on anyone, and you can do everything you wanted to do. And that's it. Any questions?
How has TRIO helped you on your road to graduation?
TRIO has helped me a lot. I got in TRIO my first year. I got interviewed the summer before I came, and before I got here, they helped me through everything. We talked on the phone. We knocked down a lot of obstacle courses I had before I came, which were many. And now, as I continue through my graduation, through my years, they help me with tutoring. If I need someone to talk to, they help me. I have an awesome advisor, so I get through a lot of my advising. They're like my counselor. TRIO is like kind of like my backbone when it comes to school because they help me through any problems I have. Any more questions?
What keeps you motivated when you want to quit?
When I want to quit, what keeps me motivated? I just think about how great I will be out helping other people and making other people's lives better. So that's my motivation, helping other people, and also making myself like feel comfortable and like financially stable. That's what keeps me motivated too, just knowing that, okay, Tay, if you get up and keep doing everything you need to do, you're gonna get this degree, you're gonna have a good job, you will feel like you have to work, but it'll be something that's fun for me. But that keeps me motivated through all the stressful things. Also, I stay motivated because I do want to be the first person in my family to get a degree, and I want to show people in my family, like, yeah, you can go to school, like, you can get a degree instead of all the stereotypes. So that makes me get up every day. Okay, well, that's it. That is how you graduate.